Welcome to the Grieving Girlies, a space for the hearts that are healing from loss. I'm your host, Jode, here to hold space for the hard stuff, navigating loss with honesty, vulnerability, and zero judgment, because we deserve to grieve out loud. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Grieving Girlies. In today's episode, I've got a very special guest, my friend Kayleigh.
Hello.
She is here today she's a grieving girlie. So she's here today to talk with me about partner loss, because both of us met through losing our partners at a very young age, and we're going to dive into that a little bit. So do you want to start by telling us a little bit about your story and Sam and who you lost?
Yeah, most definitely. So my partner Sam passed away in October of 2023, just after we'd kind of bought a house and got engaged. We kind of had our biggest year to date, and well, it affected me very deeply. Me and Sam had quite a slow love story, I would say. So I was fortunate enough to know Sam for 14 years total. 10 years before we got together, and it was a very slow burn. It was very unexpected, and then after we got together we just started really kind of living life together, going on holidays, saving for a house. You know, he had a lot of dreams, a lot of goals, which I'm now trying to complete myself with the help of obviously like family, friends and whatnot.
So you had kind of like a friends to lovers situation, didn't you?
Yeah, most definitely. So we met in school, and we were kind of best friends all the way through school. We used to like walk to school together every day. And then after I went off to uni, it just changed. I don't know what changed, when it changed, it just did. And we thought, well, why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
We did, and
it worked.
Yeah.
So if you're comfortable to, would you go into a little bit about how you felt, initial stages, losing him? And I know that's quite hard to put into words, actually, how it feels to lose a partner, especially at, how old were you when you lost Sam?
So I was 23 when I lost Sam. I'm now 25, and it's been over just over a year and a half. To be honest, shock was the first thing, and sometimes I've carried a bit of guilt because I didn't know how to respond to begin with, and I kind of went into what I would say is an erratic way of thinking about the things that I could control.
Yeah.
Because obviously losing Sam, I couldn't control that. And so I went into planning, organising. Obviously I'd got the house, and that became like forefront of my mind, like how am I going to cope, how am I going to do it without him. But once I kind of stopped within those first few days, it did really hit me. I actually don't remember much from the first 6 months, and I'd probably say more 8 to 12 months, but definitely those first 6 months. There's a lot. Sometimes I'll talk to like my family and friends, and they'll tell me things, and I literally had no idea that happened.
Yeah, I feel that.
I probably imagine it was the same for you. I kind of got chucked in straight to like planning his funeral with his family. Yeah. Which means to me, you don't start grieving until after that happens, because you're so focused on planning and all the death admin that comes with it and whatnot. So it just, I would say, until after the funeral, and then everyone stopped checking in, and more people got on with their lives, and I went back to work. Like, I think that's when it hit me, and it was like, oh wow, he's really not here. He's not just on some holiday, or you know.
I think it's when you're back to reality, and it's like you're getting up every day, you're going to work every day, or you're doing whatever, and that's when you realise, oh, they're not there. Because I think all that initial stuff, and I would arguably say, you, like you said, the first 6 to 8 months are like not even, that's you're just completely in shock. That's not even your grief beginning yet, which is kind of hard to say to people in the early stages. But I used to find that people after about 6 months would think, oh, you know, she must be doing better by now, and stuff like that, and I'm like, it's actually getting worse.
Yeah, I found that a lot, because obviously I went back to work quite soon after Sam's funeral because of the house and finances and whatnot, and it was just the best option for me. And now I think that was right for me. I think it got me back into work, it got me back into the world, really, the reality. But I do think people saw it as that I was okay, and I think they do now. And there's a lot of days where I'm really not. Some days I do feel worse. I think when you first lose someone so important, you've almost got this blanket over you because you haven't got to do the day-to-day things. People are checking in, people are helping you with things that almost seem impossible.
So let's touch on how we met, how we became friends, because I feel like it's actually a really like nice story, and I feel like we have both found a lot of comfort in having each other to relate to because we had such similar experiences.
100%. We met very early on in both of our grief journeys. I think I started talking to you, I think possibly the same week Sam died, if not within the first 2 weeks. It was very early for me.
Yes, and that was what, 2 months after Jack?
I
think
just
over
a month, I think.
Is it? Yeah, because it's October. So it would be about a month and a half or so. So we were both very early on. So we met obviously online.
Through TikTok.
So me and you, I think, just clicked somehow over message.
So we definitely have a community between us. I speak to a lot of people, not just girls, but people in the same situation of us who are widowed young, or people that have lost very important people to them. Within the grief community. But we just seem to click and just seem to get each other from the very, very start. And I don't know if it's because our journeys basically started at virtually the same time. And the more we spoke, the more that we just saw parallels between you and Jack and me and Sam. And it was kind of scary for a while. We were just talking and we'd be like, oh my God, no way. Like,
we always joke that we had parallel lives, don't we? Because we didn't know each other, but we went through so many of the same things, even with like exes, with friends, with family members, with like all these things in our lives.
Just even things that we like and dislike, or the way that we do things. Like, we were just everything.
It was just like linked somehow. But I think, and I don't know about you, but the community that we've created on TikTok is so valuable. Like, it honestly, I think I cannot imagine where I would have been without it.
No, I completely agree. Just down to just initially, like, you and me, this was before we knew anyone else. Like, you'd already started posting stuff on your TikTok, and in that initial time that I first lost Sam, like, that was so important to me because it made me feel seen. When you lose someone so young, you feel like you're the only person in the world to experience it.
This is why I started the podcast, because I think one of the things that helped me the most is having people to relate to. Because like you say, it makes you feel so alone to lose someone, especially a partner, so young.
I think definitely for me, I would be in a whole different place if I hadn't met you and then extended the community by talking to other people. Because I mean, like, there's coping mechanisms and stuff that you suggested that I still use now some days, and like sometimes you feel like you're going crazy in those first few days or those first few months or whatever, and you could voice that to someone and they wouldn't get it because they're not going through it, whereas I'd voice it to you and you'd be like, yeah, you're not crazy, I completely get it, I was there like last week, like feeling those exact things.
So let's move on to the big question then, because I've been asked on TikTok to touch a little bit on, I don't want to say moving on, I want to say moving forward and finding love again, dating again, etc. after loss. Now, I have a lot of strong opinions about this because I get absolutely infuriated by the amount of people that the first thought when I tell them I've lost my partner, or the first time I've seen them after losing Jack, it's like, oh, don't worry, you'll find someone else. Or, oh, it's okay, you're young, you'll find someone else. It's like, okay, I understand where that comes from.
Yes, because it comes from a good place. Especially when it's people close to you. Yeah. It comes from a good place then.
Yeah. But equally, it's like, why do I have to?
Yeah. So it's a difficult one because I would also say that we're both very like lover girl kind of people. Like, we love kind of thing. But I love with Sam. It's a difficult one because we have got our whole lives ahead of us, but at the same time, do we even know if we've got tomorrow?
Yeah.
So, you know, in the ideal world, we've still got, what, like 60 years left at least. But we've also both been shown that tomorrow isn't... Exactly, tomorrow isn't promised.
Yeah.
I can't say that I'm in like any sense of like urgent need to go and find a new partner.
No.
I have had a few comments, some of them like literally the same week that Sam died.
Yeah.
And like I do get it comes from a good place, but it wasn't what I needed to hear at the time.
Yeah. I feel like it's a difficult one because I also feel, and I think this is being very honest, there's a lot of guilt that comes with potentially dating again, or, you know, when do you know that you're ready for that, and then how do you even go about it, and stuff like that. And I think both you and I haven't really had much of an experience with that because we're not really in that place.
Yeah, so I do get what you're saying, because obviously like the guilt crosses your mind even when just people mention it. Yeah. It's not necessarily that I go about my day-to-day life and think, oh yeah, maybe today. Like, it's not like that. It's more when people bring it up.
Yeah.
But we'll never get that confirmation if it's going to be okay. And sometimes, you know, it would be nice if I ever got to that point, and that's a big if. Yeah. That it was almost like I need that confirmation from Sam. And I'm never going to get that. Yeah. I don't know if I'm opposed to it completely. I'm not looking for it. Yeah. But at the same time, like, Sam and our relationship completely smacked me in the face out of nowhere.
Yeah, so you never know. I think it's one of those things, whereas if we ever did find somebody else to be in a romantic relationship with, they would have to be one hell of a person to understand and accept that we will still be carrying love for somebody else. Yeah. And I think the thing that makes it almost not unfair, because it's not unfair, but personally, before I lost Jack, I think I would have found it hard to date someone that had lost somebody else, only because it's like, well, if he hadn't have died, I would rather be with him. And in my head, that feels unfair to somebody else. And it's not unfair, and I'm not saying it is. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I can tell. It's almost like there's always a piece of you that wouldn't be theirs.
Yeah, there's always going to be with Jack or Sam.
Yeah, so I've had those conversations with people. Like, I don't think people quite get that. Yeah. That actually, there's always going to be a part of me, no matter where I end up in this world,
that someone else can't have. Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And to be honest, I'm not in the position right now to give any of myself that Sam has to anyone else. Because, you know, we had something really special. Like, I truly believe that. Like, definitely. The way that we just worked together, it you know, you and Jack very much the same from, you know, I feel like I know Jack, and I've never met him, but I know what your relationship and your dynamic was like, and it's not just replaceable. You can't just
I feel like again. That connection is once in a lifetime. Yes. And I'm not saying that you can't have a different connection with someone else to be in a relationship with. I don't think anything will ever be the same. I think it would have to be a very different kind of love, and I don't know what that looks like, and I can't say what that looks like because I don't know. I've never experienced.
You know, Sam is a part of me. Yeah. And I always will. I carry him literally every single day in every choice that I make. Yeah. In, you know, every opportunity that comes my way, I ask him for guidance and then whatnot. And that won't just change.
No. I can't ever imagine a day of, like, not talking about them. No. But it is, I think, and I know this is how I feel, and I think that you feel similarly, that if we were to meet someone or find somebody else, it would have to smack us in the face. Yes. I can't imagine ever, like, going on a dating app. And I'm not saying, you know, maybe I will. I don't know what future Jodie wants to do. But right now, I could not imagine going on a dating app, actively going on dates, like, with people, like, trying to find someone, because I'm perfectly happy on my own. I mean, I'm not happy, I'd rather have Jack, but I'm okay on my own. I can live on my own, I can survive on my own.
Yeah, you're discovering what you are on your own.
Yeah. To summarise, I think there is no right or wrong. There is literally no answer that anyone could give you. If you want to actively start dating after losing somebody as a partner, go for it. If you don't, ever want to date anyone ever again and you want to be a spinster for the rest of your life, go for it. It's honestly, I think, completely individual, and I absolutely hate that there's so much judgment around people moving forward with others. And because I know full well, if I started dating somebody now, because I live in a small town and everyone's gossipy, it would be like, oh wow, she doesn't care about Jack anymore then.
I think that's the flip side, isn't it? It's like, it can very quickly go from, oh, you're young, you will find someone else, you will
to
have
being judged for doing it.
Is, oh, you moved on quickly, oh, you're seeing someone already, but you've not long lost Sam or whatever.
Yeah.
And there is no right or wrong.
No.
Sometimes dating someone, being with someone after losing someone suits some people.
Yeah.
And, you know, it might not suit you. You might decide to try dating, and then actually think, oh, that's not right for me. Like, I'm not ready for that. But at the same time, vice versa, you might think, okay, I'm never gonna find someone. I don't want to look for someone. But then if someone does cross your path that you're interested in, that's also okay to make that jump. Yeah. And truthfully, like, knowing Sam and Jack, if that was to happen for us, they would be happy for us. Yeah. And that's what I kind of want to get across to people, that if you do decide that you would like to date, find a partner, whatever you want to do, your loved one will support you. Yeah. As hard,
they're not going to be mad at you from the grave.
And as much as you might feel the guilt, they would not be mad at you. They would want you to live your life and be happy however you choose to be happy.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think when you lose a partner, you haven't chosen this life. You've not chosen to be widowed, although we can't call ourselves widows because everyone hates it on the internet because we weren't married.
Oh, yeah.
But whatever you want to call it, you didn't choose to lose your partner.
No.
And however you do choose to make the most of the rest of your life, that is completely up to you. No one can ever judge you when they haven't walked in your shoes. And I would believe that 9 times out of 10, most people that have lost partners have got another partner. Normally, there
are lots of people that do it, and we've seen people, you know, I speak to people that have also been kind of our ages and not straight after, but you know, a few years down the line, they're a bit older now and they have got new partners. And
people go on to have husbands and children and things like that, and if that is what you want to do, that is absolutely fine.
And in all honesty, if you might find you get judgment from people close to you, but if you were to speak to anyone in the grieving community, they would support you 100% no matter what choice you make.
Definitely. There's never a right or wrong with grief in any aspect, and I think that's the point that we want to get across is just do you and be happy as you can be. Anyway, I would like to ask you to give one piece of advice to someone who might be grieving or in a similar situation early on. What would you say to them as someone that's now a year and a half down the line?
Take it day by day, and if you can't take it day by day, take it hour by hour and minute by minute. I mean, sometimes I still have to use that mentality now to get through the day, but in that early stage, like, it was probably the most invaluable piece of advice that I had, because I didn't even know how I would make it through the next hour sometimes. So if you have to go and take yourself away for a situation for 10-15 minutes to just cry, scream, whatever you need to do it, but don't rush your grief. Don't try and put it in a box. Just take it slow. Feel what you need to feel and literally just take it day by day.
I think that is what I would also say. I would say to don't even bother thinking about the future, because for me, I found it terrifying to think about getting to the 1 year mark, the 2 year mark. I still find it terrifying that the 2 year mark is next month. But I am like, you know, don't even worry about it, because you just need to get through the day and the day after and the day after and just focus on that.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, I think that was a good solid episode, I would say. Thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. Thank you for watching the Grieving Girlies. I will see you next week.